we've laid out their plan at quarterback. They want to have a quarterback competition. Their hearts are in the right place. They got 3 precocious, well-meaning young quarterbacks with upside. But there's a flaw to this whole plan. We were talking about it. I'm going to lay it out real quick, and you can take it the rest of the way. It's a little bit like the Warriors' problem with the 2 timelines. I'm not going to get into basketball. But you're asking your quarterback on the Niners. It sounds so easy. Just be a cog in the machine. Just be a point guard. Just distribute the ball. It's not about you, man. You don't have to be special. You got special team around you, a special coach. Just do your job. It sounds so easy. But young quarterbacks want to be special. They want to show they can be special. That's the whole thing we were talking about with Brock Purdy. All of a sudden, he had a little success. All of a sudden, he starts freely. You want to show you can be more. You can be the next great quarterback. Why would you sell yourself short at 23 years old? So, if you're asking a guy to be that cog in the machine, that's usually a 30-year-old. It's someone who knows they're not special. Someone who knows who they are. That's willing to play a role. Like a role player quarterback, it's really hard to find that guy at 24, 23, 25. It's Brandon Allen or someone better. It's someone who knows who the hell they are and what they've been through. And that to me is the plan of the Niners quarterback, the flaw in their quarterback plan. They're asking young guys to do something that's really more built for someone 32 years old, someone my age.
Yeah, and this is a conversation that we had prior to all of this move up, right? That's when the Matthew Stafford conversation originated long before that. But part of the conversation there was veteran versus rookie. We felt like, well, veteran, you get a clean break from Garoppolo. The guy is already clearly better. All of that. It's a veteran team. Veteran comes in. He knows what to do. He knows
his role. He has experience in it. All of it.
I think what you're describing is further than the flaw in the quarterback plan. I think systematically the issue with how the 49ers play and how much easier they make the game for the quarterback, and they really do. I think there's no doubt about that. Shanahan really does make the game easy for his quarterbacks, and is that they also require their quarterbacks to have a rudimentary skill set that requires experience, where they can get in and out of the right plays. Yeah. They can control the line of scrimmage. They can make the necessary throws.
They can lead a veteran team.
Right. It's all the basic stuff that they can do all of that. I think Mike LaFleur actually ran into this issue with the Jets. Now, Zach Wilson is not a good player, but I think what happened with his development is that Zach Wilson is so talented physically, but he doesn't do any of the rudimentary stuff right, and they couldn't teach him to do the rudimentary stuff right. Whereas you have Mike White, who's nowhere near as gifted as Zach Wilson, but he runs the offense way better because he can do all the little basic stuff a quarterback has to do correctly. And so I think that's kind of their situation right now with the quarterback, even when you look at Trey Lance. And maybe we don't know what Shanahan is way superior to Mike LaFleur, so we don't know what his full plan is because we haven't seen Trey Lance play 4, 5, 6 games in a row. Unfortunately, he's gotten injured, so we haven't seen that. But I do think there is, in this system in general, as much as they do make life easier for quarterbacks, there's a reason they all really only succeed with veteran quarterbacks. And it's because those guys have played, they know how to play, and this system now makes life way easier for them.
Yeah,
it makes easier. It makes throws easier for them. It takes Matt Ryan, who was a top 10 quarterback, to an MVP level player. And so that brings me, this is why we talked about Matthew Stafford. And I think if everything doesn't work out for the 49ers, the quarterback with the potential out, the veteran quarterback we should keep our eye on is not Kirk Cousins, it's Dak Prescott. That will be a quarterback that's fringe top 10. You put him in a Shanahan offense. If that situation is created, he could be an MVP type player, in my opinion, in this offense with these weapons and all of that. So that's the name I would keep track of in case all of this doesn't work out, because I think that's the one. If Dallas hasn't re-signed him yet, that's the conversation, because we have talked so much about this rookie contract, and the rookie contract works because Purdy has a veteran skill set for a rookie, right? He does all the little things correctly. But if this season doesn't work out, and we are so far away from talking about that, if it doesn't work out, then we do get to the point where we start talking about other names, and the Niners can't necessarily be married to the Super Bowl skill set, because as long as Nick Bosa is, making $35 million, the Super Bowl window is right here, right now.
And remember, it sounds great to have a quarterback on a rookie deal. We've been talking about it for a long time, but the the fact of the matter is you've built this team that's like overdue for a Super Bowl. It's time. And there's been one 23-year-old quarterback in the history of football who's won a Super Bowl. One, Ben Roethlisberger. So you might have the second one, but if not, you might just, And
he didn't play well in that game. He was terrible.
Right. Exactly.
He scored the touchdown where his head crossed the goal line, but he didn't really score. Antoine Randall made the throw to Hines Ward. Willie Parker ran 75 yards for a touchdown.
Thank you. So they kind of shot the moon to do that in the first place. You guys might, if you don't, you might just want to get a veteran and just like do it the tried and true way. Because I keep comparing this team to John Lynch's Tampa Bay team. They tried it with Dilfer. It didn't work. They tried it with Sean King. They went to an NFC Championship game with a rookie, kind of like this team. Didn't work. They eventually just brought in Brad Johnson, who's one of the most boring quarterbacks of all time. But he fit what they needed to do. He was 34 years old. He won.
Yeah, pretty much.
Maybe that's what this team needs to do eventually, too. I don't know. Battle Beast 19. Oh, go ahead.
And I think that ultimately, again, we are so far away from that conversation, and we might not even get there. It could be Trey Lance. It could be Brock Purdy. Could even be Sam Darnold. But I do think systematically.
Or none of the three.
Right. And then I think systematically we've seen with coaches from this system, whether it's Mike Shanahan, he had, success post John Elway in Denver with Jake Plummer, who had been around. He knew how to play, and he maximized him. Shanahan has maximized how many different veteran quarterbacks in his career where he's just changed the scope of their careers.
Do it again.
Talent, right?
You can't develop a young guy. It's hard. Do your magic on a vet, dude. Do that. Be that guy. It's nothing because you can get vets for cheap too, or not. Whatever. Like you can backload the contract, make it work. Hey, if the Eagles can go to the Super Bowl paying freaking Carson Wentz to not be on their team, you can figure it out.
Right.
Rams, you know what I'm saying?
That's back to back.
Exactly. You can figure it out. Yeah. Battle Beast 19 says only God knows. Sounds like Kyle already wants 5. I don't know. I don't think he cares. Lamonte 757 says, honestly, Sam is the best QB3 any team could have. Who will Kyle play versus Raiders and Jimmy in joint practices? Also, what's up with kickers? Pause. Yeah, no one wants to talk about that kicker competition, but both Zane and Jake Moody missed the 48-yarder wide left. To be fair.
Oh, really? I saw Lombardi only posted that Zane missed.
How can you trust a spreadsheet when he doesn't get all that? How can you trust a spreadsheet?
I thought he did. I'm sorry.
Jack Hammer has my Jack. I was watching with Jack. He'll tell you he missed it. Connor Lambert says late to the show. So happy to see Vish back. Does this mean weekly installments again?
We'll see.
I think we're gonna keep you on your toes from now. I think we're gonna make these like special, just because the what's the word? I just think it'd be kind of cool to do it when you least expect it. But I think probably during the football season, yeah.
Yeah, we'll see.
Steven says you're wrong, Grant.
How much do you like it? We'll find out when we see the views, the like buttons, all of that. So
yeah, like it up.